In this video, I'm going to show the different anime Blu-rays that I have and talk a bit about them. I'm going to go through the different publishers that I have anime Blu-rays from, so the video is sorted based off of the publishers. Most of the anime Blu-rays that I have are the UK releases, so if you, for instance, see a different cover art than you're used to, that might be the reason. I do have some US releases as well, either because they didn't release a UK edition or because they were very slow to release a UK edition. At the end, I'm going to also show some of the Western animated things that I have, mostly the big studio releases of movies, but also some other interesting things as well. So first off, I'm going to showcase my anime from Alltheanime. Most of the anime that I have from Alltheanime are more so like limited editions, collector's editions, that type of stuff. Mostly it's in like cardboard or they're digipacks. So as you can see, the artwork looks really good because it's not on like standard Blu-rays. It is like on cardboard. Yeah, so there are a lot of anime that I have from Alltheanime that I really enjoy. There are also some anime here that are not limited editions. For instance, Konosuba, Kill la Kill, A Silent Voice, and Cowboy Bebop. Those I have just the standard releases of. Here is a closer look at what's inside the limited editions. So for Assassination Classroom, you have the art gallery and you have two normal Blu-ray cases. For Makuya, you can see that there is a booklet as well as a digipack that are all inside of the cardboard. The same thing for Millennium Actress. This is very standard for all the anime. They tend to have a cardboard box, a digipack inside with the Blu-ray, and a booklet, whether that is an art book or if it has, for instance, interviews. It can also be a combination of different things in the booklet. Here is the 4K release of Your Name, and next to it is the Tatami Galaxy. I really like the artwork on these packages, as well as the digipacks. They look really cool. The Night is Short, Walk on Girl is a movie that I absolutely love. And then at the end is March Comes In Like a Lion, which is one of my favorite anime series. I also hope that the second season gets a UK release, because currently it's just available through Aniplex of America, and they are really, really expensive. So here are the inside of the limited editions for Violet Evergarden, so this series and the two movies, with the last movie being in 4K. I really love Violet Evergarden. It is a fantastic series. It's a bit slow in the start, but it gets really good and it's very emotional. A lot of cool booklets with these limited editions. Then there is the limited edition of ReZero. I really love this artwork. I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. I hope that we get the second season soon. I think Funimation announced it very recently and then cancelled their announcement, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with the second season. Then there is Snow White with the red hair, which has a clear Blu-ray case. I don't see those that often, and I don't think they tend to do that many of them. So yeah, it's a bit different from what they usually do. Then there is Planetes, which is more of a standard release from them. Person School, which is also pretty standard as far as their releases goes. Then there is Megalobox with a fighter's guide and a normal Blu-ray case. Here is the limited edition of Your Lie in April, a really emotional show. It has very nice colors for this collector's edition. Here is the first season of Promised Neverland. The first season of Promised Neverland is absolutely amazing. I haven't watched the second season and I don't intend to because I've heard that it is absolutely atrocious and really, really rushed. But the first season is fantastic and I definitely recommend watching that one. Then there is the first and second season of Silver Spoon, a rather underrated anime from the creator of Full Metal Alchemist. I don't think a lot of people know about this anime, even though its creator is very, very well known. Here is the release of Sound Euphonium, which has a bit of a different packaging. Unfortunately, they only have the first season, and the second season is just available in the US for insane prices. Lastly is a bit of a deeper look into the limited edition of ReZero, as it contains so many things. Okay, so now that I'm done with the releases from Alltheanime, I'll go on to Manga UK and Funimation UK. So first off, for a couple of movies in this corner of the world, Wolf Children, Akira, Paprika, a lot of really good movies in my opinion. Then there is Food Wars, which was really good at the start, but it kind of fell off. I think most people agree with that. But in terms of like the story and what was going on, and also in terms of the animation quality, there's then Parasite, which this is from like the limited edition collector's edition thing, but the box was really damaged when I got it from Amazon, so I kind of threw away the outer box and just kept the inner boxes there. Some other anime that I have, Chunibyo, Angel Beats, Sakamoto, and of course Attack on Titan. I have a fair amount of Attack on Titan, but I don't have everything that's out yet. I'm missing part 2 of final season, and of course the things that haven't been released at all, part 3 to the final season. Kind of funny how they named Attack on Titan and the final season things. Mob Psycho, absolutely fantastic. Hope we get the 3rd season. And then Nichijou at the end. Then we move on to Fruit Baskets. I have the 2 first seasons of the Fruit Baskets remake. Need to get the 3rd season. I haven't actually watched the 3rd season. I'm planning on watching that when I get the Blu-ray. Then part 1, 2, and 3 of JoJo's. Really hope that they get a UK release for the rest of the parts. I don't think it's that likely. From what I understand, they didn't really sell that well. But I'd much rather have the UK release than the Australian release. The US release is region locked, so it's just a really annoying thing. I definitely want to have JoJo's. Hunter x Hunter, I have all of Hunter x Hunter that's, been animated so far. Don't know if they're planning to do more anime stuff with Hunter x Hunter in the future. Dr. Stone, and Code Geass, absolutely amazing finale. Death Note, of course, like the first half is better than the second half, but still I'd say it's really good overall. And Full Metal Alchemist, which is by many people considered the best anime of all time. I don't quite agree with that myself, but I think it's a really good anime. Now that I'm done with Manga UK and Funimation UK, I'll go on to show the anime Blu-rays I have from MVM, which is another UK publisher. Most of my Blu-rays from MVM are from the Monogatari series. I have everything from the Monogatari series that has been animated. I'm pretty sure that Shaft has confirmed that they are going to adapt more, but this is everything that's out at the moment. If there is one anime that I would put as my favorite anime of all time, I think I'd go with the Monogatari series. It's an absolutely amazing series that I don't think enough people watch. While most of the anime I have from MVM are from the Monogatari series, I also have some other anime as well, like Cells at Work, Flip Flappers, Anohana, Toradora, and Girls Lost Tour. I also have some limited edition releases from MVM, for instance The Eccentric Family, which I really hope gets a English release for the 2nd season. Unfortunately, there's nothing at the moment. Then there's also No Game No Life, which it's a really popular anime. I think it's really good, but it's one that I feel like was really popular back in the days, but not a lot of people talk about nowadays. I also have No Game No Life Zero, which is a somewhat prequel movie. It's quite good, though it's quite different from the series itself. Then there is Made in Abyss, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's quite dark and has some pretty gruesome elements to it, but it is a wonderful story. There's also Dawn of the Deep Soul, which is the movie for Made in Abyss, which follows directly after the first season. I'm planning on getting the limited edition for the second season of Made in Abyss when that becomes available. Now I'm done with the UK releases I have, so let's move on to the US releases. Since I don't have that many US releases, I just took everything I have together from the different publishers, so here are some Funimation releases as well as some Sentai Filmworks releases. So I have things like Shirobako, New Game, Haikyuu, Space Brothers, Hinamatsuri. I think Hinamatsuri is really underrated. As for Haikyuu, I definitely plan on getting the rest of it, but I only have 2 seasons so far. Space Brothers I also don't think is nearly as popular as it should be. Yeah, it's one of those series that you don't really hear that much about, though it is quite highly regarded. Planet is really emotional, a bit slow at the start, but once you get into the second season, which is after story, it's really, really good. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which I need to get the second season of. Hosoka's Coolheadedness, which is pretty good, pretty interesting look into the Japanese hell mythology, though it does get a bit stale in my opinion. And lastly, there is the Saikano Blu-rays, which is from Aniplex of America. This is the only Aniplex release I have at the moment, and yeah, it's a bit sad that they only did the first season. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that likely that they're going to do the second season or the movie since it's been so long. I also have some Norwegian releases of anime. Most of them are Studio Ghibli movies. So yeah, as you can see, the name is a bit different in Norway than in English, at least for most of the titles. The reason why I have the Norwegian releases is that it's a lot cheaper for me to buy the Norwegian releases than to import the English release. I also have The Boy and the Beast, which is the only non-Ghibli Norwegian release that I have. I also have some non-anime animated movies, a lot of classical things from the big studios like Disney, for instance. So some of the Renaissance movies and some of the later movies. I think they've managed to make some really good movies over the year, though of course not everything that they've created is that good, but they have some gems. Also Pixar, which has also made some really good movies. I think at the moment they're not really doing that well in terms of creating things, but still they have created some good things somewhat recently, like Encanto and Soul. At least in my opinion, those are pretty good ones. Yeah, so here you see some of the more newer Pixar stuff. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a really interesting movie in my opinion. I think the way that they blend the animation with live action is really cool. At the moment, Shrek is the only 4K release I have from DreamWorks, but I do plan on getting more DreamWorks releases going forward. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is, in my opinion, a really, really good movie. I think the visual style is really cool, and the sequel also was amazing, especially in terms of the visuals. I also think the way that this has influenced Western animation as of late has been interesting. Here are some Disney releases I have on Blu-ray. These ones haven't been released on 4K, so I just have the Blu-ray. As you might be able to see from the name, these are Norwegian releases. Then there is the Kung Fu Panda trilogy, which is a really good series of action movies. I think it's a really good trilogy. Over the Garden Wall, which is a very interesting, somewhat horror miniseries. Samurai Jack, which is a classic. And then some different movies that are not really as well known as the big studio releases. Like, for instance, some of these European animated movies like Fantastic Planet, Son of the White Mare, and the different movies by Cartoon Saloon. I think these are really good and interesting movies, and I definitely would recommend them if you're looking for something that's a bit different.